Welcome to another 3-day project. Today we're taking a look at these three ones. So we have angled, projection, and entrance. And man, I just love how simple these came out. And I created my composition only with cubes. And as you can see, I think it's visible here. I kind of added all of those cubes together using a Boolean method that I'm going to show you, and adding a nice bevel modifier. And of course, we have the subsurface on all of them and a ball with a light on top of it. And as you can see, there's a little bit of volume here coming out of the light. So yeah, very easy setup, but I just love the way this came out. In the third project, I ended up adding another type of texture, which is this kind of metallic texture. I wish I added more here as well. I really want to get to a point where I'm able to add a lot more complexity into my project, because so far, all of my projects are very basic. I'm just working on one simple function, but yeah, I'm getting there slowly, right? So let's get inside of the first project. And as you can see, this is the scene. So I'm gonna go out of my camera. Yeah, just some cubes. I have a plane down below, so I'm gonna close that. And as you can see, everything is inside of this model. So there's just one mesh. The mesh here, you can see this is the fog. So I can actually turn that off. We have our sphere, and this is the composition. So I'm going to press render. I'm going to turn on my fog back on. As you can see, we have a nice fog here, and this is how I was able to make it, just changing the anisotropy to 0.9. So it's affecting just a little bit. And of course, I do have a light right on top of here. So yeah, I have a very small light here, as you can see, sphere, and inside of the light data, I changed my spread to 25 so that it's going straight down, because otherwise it's affecting everything. But I just wanted the part here where the sphere was, and to have a small fog on top of it. So right, that's the lighting, and my other lights is a big one, which is here. When it comes to the texturing, it's just a principal BSDF with some roughness and subsurface. And I added some noise, but with the denoiser, I don't think that it's actually present in the final image, because we don't really see anything here. Even if I close the subsurface, we don't really see the noise. That's because I just added a little bit, but in this case it's really not important, so I just could have deleted this. And yeah, so I'm going to add back my subsurface, and let's talk a little bit about how I was able to create this. So as you can see, inside of the modifier, I have a bevel. So the idea was to be able to add a bevel everywhere, but even where the intersection of two cubes are happening. So to be able to do that, you actually need to Boolean the models together. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to show you how I was able to create that. So I'm going to add a cube, and I'm going to apply some scale. I'm going to duplicate that cube, and I'm going to add another one, maybe over here, just like that. So we have a lot of intersecting vertices and faces. As you can see inside, it's just a mess. The problem is that when you try to join this, so you can select those three, right click and join, it's going to be joined, but we still have the mesh inside. And if I try to add a modifier, so let's add a bevel, it's not going to be applied here on the intersection. In order to fix that, I'm going to delete the bevel, and I'm going to go back actually when we had our three separate cubes. And what we have to do is connect them one by one. So I'm going to select the first one and the second one. I'm going to right click, join. I'm going to go to the edit mode. So be sure to click on the overlay so we can see what's happening. And in this case, I do want to select a face from the second cube that we had. So I'm going to go to select linked, and linked is going to select all of my faces from the other cube. I'm going to go to face and intersect Boolean. So as you can see now, it's going to delete the intersection, but we want the Boolean to be a union, and now it's going to be a proper union. So now I'm going to go back to object mode, and I'm going to do the same for the this cube. So this one and this one, right click, join. I'm going to go to edit mode, and now it's selected by default. So now I can go to my face and intersect Boolean, and it's going to be to union by default. And now we have a proper mesh that we can work with. And now if I go to my add modifier and generate bevel, we have some proper bevel around every intersecting faces. So yeah, this was a nice little trick, and this is how I was able to create this. So I first render this without combining them, but the thing is, since I had a subsurface and all of my cubes had different scale, the subsurface wasn't applied properly on all of them. That's why I needed to have one mesh and just have one texture for that. So yeah. And now if we go in the second project, as you can see, the same process exactly. We have two lights this time on both sides, and we have another one right here. So this is the volume, fog volume. We have our light here and the volume on top of that. And actually it's not even covering the whole light, but that's okay. I'm going to go to my camera, press render, and this is the render that I'm having. And for the third project, again, we have the same setup. We have the same mesh that I kind of joined together using the Boolean method. But this time I also wanted to add some different shapes around kind of this arc here. And I added a lot of cubes, different cubes with a different texture. So they have a principal BSDF with some metallic. So I tried with the glass, but I didn't really like how the glass looked like. So that's why I added some metallic texturing for them. And I also have a fog that I didn't use because the render time was just a little bit too long for me. And as you can see right on top here, I have a light. And the idea was to create a fog system. I can actually show you how that looks. Like that. Kind of create a kind of a cloudy doorway, but I had issues with the rendering, so I just ended up not using it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this project. Again, very simple setup, but it was nice to work around finally with some geometry, because I still haven't gotten into the modeling side of things in Blender. And yeah, I've been almost 80 days working with Blender, and I still haven't touched the modeling side of things. Everything has been done so far in the geometry node. This series was kind of the first touch on trying to model something. So of course I use the Boolean method for this one. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.